Mm. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing well. Uh, I've been wanting to upload videos consistently on the channel, and so here we are, back at it again. Today I just wanted to do a review of here I'll show you. Bum, 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 bum. Days Before 3 by Lucky, which I have on vinyl. It's one of my favorite vinyls that I have. But I wanted to do a review of it because I've been listening to it a lot recently, and I feel like it just does not get the love that it deserves. I feel like Lucky has been an underground rapper uh, for so long, but he just recently has been getting mainstream attention, like within the last year. But he deserves all the love that he gets for his music and whatnot. But uh, basically, Lucky is a rapper who I discovered originally back in like 2020 from his song Greed with Lil Yachty, which I discovered it just from Lil Yachty because I was like really into Lil Yachty's music at that time. And so I saw that song and I listened to it, and the song wasn't really the best introduction into who Lucky is as an artist, but like it's still a great track even though it's not really one of his best songs. Um Lucky has been uh, for those who don't know, Lucky is a rapper hailing from Chicago, Illinois, and he's been making music for well over a decade. And he has evolved a lot stylistically in his career. He started making ASAP Rocky inspired cloud rap in 2013 with his debut mixtape Alternative Trap, which came out 10 years ago, which is insane. I don't want to talk much about his other projects, but for this review, I'm specifically going to be discussing his 2019 album Days Before 3, which as you can see, I have the vinyl of. This thing was expensive to get. I paid like $300 for this vinyl. It's actually insane how expensive it was. Also, Days Before 3 is considered to be one of Lucky's best projects by fans and critics alike. Um, there's a Pitchfork review by Alphonse Pierre, and he gave the album a 8.0, and I think that's one of the best reviews for the album. I read it before recording this video, and it's a really good review. We're very well thought out, and that kind of inspired me to do a review of this album myself. But on this album, this album shows Lucky at his darkest and bleakest point in his career so far. On the album, Lucky's very monotone rapping flows and deliveries show how cold and numb he is. From the opening track, Me, Myself, and I, he's showing how paranoid his fame and drug use make him. And the production on the song is very hard hitting as well. Something that makes Lucky a lot different from other rappers in his similar lane is that he raps about substance abuse in a unique way. He raps about being an addict and about the repercussions of his substance abuse. It's very common in rap to brag about how much drugs you're doing and to brag about being addicted to substances, but he sees it as a fact. Like, he's an addict. He raps about being an addict. He calls himself a junkie a lot, a fiend. He refers to himself negatively because he's a drug addict, which I find to be very dark and kind of introspective, especially for rap, because a lot of rappers don't rap about drugs in the negative context. Like, a lot of rappers, they don't rap about how drugs have affected them, like their mentally, like their mentality, you know what I mean? But Lucky, he does that, and he's very unique for that. I think that's why I really vibe with his music. And also, the production on this album is mainly like synthy, melodic, super like ambient melodies in the beats, and then just with trap drums. Uh, one of my favorite songs on the album, "Send Me on My Way," is "Send Me on My Way" is one of my favorite songs ever. It's off this album, and also like it has a super weird, like the melody of the beat is super like super eerie. It's like a super eerie synth melody, and whenever the drums come in at the beginning, it just goes so hard, and the hook of the song is super catchy. Uh, and then also the song "Geeked" is also like another really good like highlight for me on this too. "Geeked" is a banger. Um, that's probably like the biggest banger on this album. Uh, but he's like on that song, he's kind of he like lyrically he's pretty braggadocious, but also just kind of cautious with the substances. Like he was rapping about being on like on the hook of the song, he says, "I just made a 40, I'm geeked. How many perks? 24 in a week." Like he's bragging about doing like ridiculous amounts of like drugs, and it's like, well, yeah, it's just kind of like, you know, yeah. Like I feel like that's the one song where he's kind of like where it's kind of got like a braggadocious tone where he's rapping about, "Oh yeah, I just did this," or I feel like that's like the only song where he raps about bragging about drugs. I don't know if he's necessarily bragging about it on the song, or maybe he's just like, "I just did a 40 in a week," like how many perks, 24 in a week, like maybe somebody just asked him like how many he took in a week, and he was just like, "Yeah, you know." So maybe it wasn't braggadocious. I think that it's just kind of introspective, and he reflects a lot on his drug use, which is interesting. Um, and also there are 15 songs on the album. It's 30 minutes long, and there are only like a couple songs that I don't really care for. Like Beverly Hills to 35th is probably my least favorite on this album. It's got like really weird vocal effects on it, like the auto tune on Lucky's voice. I don't know why he uses that auto tune on that song specifically, but it just is so awkward and it kind of sounds weird. But the beat goes hard. The beat is nice. I really like the beat, but I don't know why he put auto tune on his vocals. Normally his voice has no auto tune on it. Um, but that one was kind of a weird choice in my opinion. I feel like the song would have been way better if it didn't have the vocal effects on it. And then there's also another song like that called Hollywood Dreamer, which also has kind of a weird vocal effects, and it's a good song. It's good, but it's not as good as like the other highlights off this album. That is for sure. Um, Also, the last song, last time mentioning "Good Riddance," that that's the last song on this album, and it's an amazing closing track to this album as well. Like it ends the album off on a really reflective and somber note, and also the beat, uh, like the beat is super mesmerizing and like super atmospheric. I forgot what exactly the melody is sampled from. I know it's sampled from something. I don't know what, but it's got a really unique melody in the beat, which I really like. And and I think that ends the album off very well. And so overall, the album as a whole works really well together, and I feel like its strength is in its uh like in its delivery, and also in its brevity, because these songs are like 2 minutes each. Like they're very short songs. Like Lucky, he doesn't extend out songs like for no reason. Like he keeps the songs brief. Like one verse, like most of the songs only have one verse, which is weird, but it's kind of a unique structure for him because he just keeps things short. He says what he needs to say on a track and then he dips, you know. But this album being only 30 minutes long is very nice because you can just listen to it all in one setting. It's very nice. And for this, as far as the score goes for the album, you know what? I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. It's a 9 out of 10. Favorite songs are Me, Myself, and I, For the Betta, R.I.P. Act, Go Away, Randomly, Geeked, Left for Dead, Send Me On My Way, and Last Time Mentioning. Those are my favorite songs. Yeah. I'll leave the link to this album down in the description if you want to listen to it. I'll put like a Spotify link in the description. If anybody wants to listen to it, you definitely should. If you're interested in rap and like if you kind of like new trap and if you like rappers like Lil Uzi or Playboi Carti, you might dig this a little bit. So yeah. Anyway, if you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for sticking around for the review. I appreciate it. I really do. I love everybody that watches my videos. I love all of you guys. I've been wanting to do this YouTube stuff for so long, and finally doing it is just, I don't know, it's a lot of fun, and I've been really enjoying it. So I hope you stay with me on this journey. I want to do more album reviews. I like talking about music that I love. I don't get to talk about it enough, and so I really enjoy doing this. If you enjoy the video, leave a like, comment. You know, if you listen to this album, tell me what you think about it. Besides that, it's your boy Seb. I'm dipping out, okay? I love all of you guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day.